Hi, I'm Barbara. I work in Cambridge. When I started teaching, I was a volunteer. I went to India before I went to university. I really enjoyed that. So after university, I went to Spain for a year and taught there. Then I decided to come back to the UK and become a qualified teacher and make this my career. I've been teaching for nearly 20 years now. I'm a teacher trainer. I train newly qualified teachers, and I've started training teachers who are developing their careers a little bit further. Morning, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning.
I'd like to show you some phrases. Where would you see these phrases, do you think? Let's look at this one. You mustn't leave your mobile on. Where do you think you would see that? Okay, now have a look at this picture. Look at this picture. Somebody broke a rule. Somebody broke a rule and something has happened to him or her. Can this person drive away? No. How can they take this off the car?
Broken the lock.
They could break the lock, or
you must pay the fine.
Good. You have to pay a fine, and then they unlock it. Okay, this is a clamp. Everyone, clamp.
Clamp.
With your partner, can you think what rule did this person break? Okay.
What happened?
Not parking here.
Here.
They park
It's
another side.
a prohibited place. They parking in a place that is not allowed to take the car.
Yes. Probably in London. It happens a lot in London. How does the driver feel about this, do you think?
Happy.
Annoyed,
yeah. This rule is very annoying, isn't it? Okay, we're going to look at rules which are annoying today, rules which make us feel a bit angry. Could you look at these two situations and can you think of some rules that there are when we drive or when we fly? Think of some rules. So we know one rule in the car, and that's parking. Yeah, we can park in some places. In some places we can't park. Can you think of some more rules for driving and flying? Just talk to your partner for a moment.
And the traffic of the airplanes, a lot of different things. No?
Okay, thank you. Could you tell me some of the rules that you thought of? Let's do driving first.
You need to use a seat belt.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Maybe.
Is it annoying?
No.
No. Okay.
Safety.
Yes, so it's okay. Okay. What about a rule for flying? Could somebody give me a rule for flying?
You can smoke.
The same.
Can't smoke. Okay. Is it annoying?
Yes.
It's annoying. Okay. Very good. We're going to listen to 6 people complaining about rules they find annoying. They're not happy. Listen, what exactly annoys this person? What exactly?
Module 11.
Okay, let's listen to B. This time we don't know what the person is complaining about. So listen and write down what the person is complaining about. It's a rule that annoys them.
B. One recent rule that's been introduced is having to pay before you board the buses. I understand that this is supposed to speed up the process of getting on the bus, but I find this really annoying. I've seen people running for the bus with heavy shopping and they can't get on because they haven't paid. Also, I think the problem is if you haven't got the right change or the ticket machine isn't working, it means you can't get on. So I think the law needs to be looked at.
Can you just check with your partner what this person was complaining about. What did you think? Okay, let's check together. Mariana, what did you two think it was?
Is have to pay before get on the bus.
Yeah. And why is that annoying?
The woman say for her is annoyed have to pay before get on the bus.
Yes. Why is that annoying? What problems did it cause?
The people don't have the right to change.
Change is a problem. Yes. Okay.
And your ticket machine doesn't work.
Oh yes. Let's have a look. Very good. Paying before you board the bus. Okay, I'm going to play these now quite quickly. So listen and write what each person is complaining about. Afterwards you can check together. Okay, C.
C.
While you were listening, you heard these phrases. This one is already done for you. One rule I find really annoying is, okay, the two parts of the phrase have been put together. Can we try this one, number 3, together? I find. What do you think is the end of this phrase?
This really annoying.
I find, yes, say it again, please.
I find this really annoying.
Okay, let's try. Could you open your books on page 114, please? Yes. Okay. Now match these, the beginning and the ending. Thank you. Okay, everybody. Let's have a look. This one's quite difficult. Let's have a look at this one.
Again, and what's really annoying is it's totally unnecessary because I've heard it 1,000 times and I don't believe that it would save my life anyway.
Okay, that one was difficult. Okay, can you stop now, please? Thank you. What was the most annoying rule that you found in your group? What was the most annoying rule?
In the school, the cafeteria, the queue.
Ah, is that, what is the rule?
We have to make a queue for get the lunch.
To queue in the cafeteria. Yes, it is annoying. Okay, and the rule that most annoyed you in this group?
Okay, we find one thing that we find really annoying is in our house family. We don't have a desk and chair to work in the afternoons or to study or to use a laptop or something like this, and you need to go to your bed and work there, and it's not good for us.
What was the main objective of this lesson? What did you want the students to get out of it?
It was an integrated skills lesson, so there were two main objectives, and that was to listen for gist and then to listen for specific language that they could use in their speaking. So there was a speaking objective and a listening objective.
How do you think the lesson went?
I achieved my aims, which was to have the students speaking using the phrases they'd heard from the listening. I think I could have developed that more, and on reflection I might do that lesson over a longer period of time next time. I think the things I would like to develop more were using the tape script and listening a little bit more intensely intensively to catch the phrases, the target phrases that we wanted to use. The other thing was exploring what happened after those phrases, what language was used, whether it was an infinitive or a clause or whatever. That could have been quite helpful, but the students seemed to grasp that from the example because they had the context and the tape script. So it went well. Next time I might develop those things more.
Why did you choose to use an interactive whiteboard for this lesson?
I chose it because I think it has huge advantages in the classroom. I'm using a digital version of the course book that my group are following, called Cutting Edge. And I particularly like the listening in it because you can just touch the screen and bring up a very high quality listening.
Some critics of the interactive whiteboard worry that it sort of reinforces the teacher's position at the front of the classroom, that it focuses all the attention on that end of the classroom and takes it away from the students and from communication. Are you sympathetic with those criticisms?
No, because I think students find it really helpful to use it. For example, they can come up to the board and drag things across to match them. They can create presentations which look fantastic on the interactive whiteboard, and they're very proud and have ownership of that. I think that there's better interaction in the classroom when you have a picture, for example, that you want the students to talk about instead of a scrappy photocopy or heads down in a book. We have one picture up that's very clear and students can talk, and the interaction is much better with the heads up. So I would disagree with that. Also, the advantages are you can listen to a short piece again by just touching the screen, or you can bring up the tape script, highlight a key phrase or word, touch that, and you just hear that again. So it's really reinforcing the listening for the students and getting them and giving them access to difficult passages in the listening.
In your lesson, it seemed to me you used the listening as a way of getting towards your final task, of getting students to talk about irritating rules or rules that irritate them.
Yes.
Is that something that you often do? Do you often use listening in that way?
I do. Listening is very valuable to students. It's one of the hardest skills for them to acquire, I believe. And I think they should be exposed to listening as much as possible. Reading is easier because they can go back and see it again. So I want to make listening a focal point for my students. I like to even give homework, listening homework, because I think it's so valuable.
When you set up an activity, what are the most crucial things to bear in mind?
I think to keep your own language, the teacher's language, simple. So instead of our very polite British way of, would you mind possibly, to be very direct, open your books, avoid embedded questions. I also think it's important to give instructions step by step rather than a whole string of instructions that students have to remember. So for example, if I'm doing a mingle activity, I think it's important to get the students into the middle of the room first, then deliver the next phase of the instruction.
Rather than trying to give the instructions at the same time as they're all running around and getting in a mess.
Or while they're sitting down and then they have to remember what they have to do. I find that more effective and the lesson flows better.